Welcome to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting of July 20th, 2026. It's now 9:01. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry.
Here.
Commissioner Brand.
Here.
Commissioner Reagan.
Present. Thank you. We have a public hearing today. Mr.
The public
Brooks,
hearing on vacation streets and alleys in the former town of Mount Pleasant in southeastern Delaware County. The property owner has requested, the plat was made about 150 years ago. There's some streets that were put in there, and the property owner that owns all that land where the streets and alleys are requested that those streets and alleys be vacated.
thank you. So we have anybody for or against?
Good morning. My name is Kathy Van Eitz, and I'm from Ashton Land Surveyor, 325 West Washington Street, Muncie. The property that, just like Mr. Brooks had said, is a parcel that does have alleys separating the house from the garage that need to be closed, and then there's a street on the east that's called East Street, and a street on the south that need to be vacated. They have never been improved, and they do not, are not servicing to anyone. And right now, what we're trying to do is clean up a little bit of a old plat that has been on the record since 1837.
That was a good year. To be clear, this is Mount Pleasant, the town of Mount Pleasant on 35 South, not Mount Pleasant Township. Just
Correct.
So,
That's right.
yeah, because I had some questions. What are they doing in Mount Pleasant Township?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody against? Your motion to,
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Now for our regular order of business. Do we have any appointments on the?
We do have some updates from the Board of Health. I believe Dr. Dowell resigned from the Board of Health, so we will be looking for a Republican physician to fill that spot, and we still have a Democrat opening on the Board of Health, and that recommendation comes from the Board of Health to the city executive, which is the mayor, and then the mayor would make the recommendation to the Board of Commissioners.
Anyone out there interested, let us know.
Yeah, I appreciate
Let the mayor
Dr.
know.
Dowell's service. I believe he's been on since early 2013,
Yes.
so
Thank you.
13 and a half years.
Under table of business. I think Mr. Brooks has been working with
Make a motion to remove American Tower lease from the table.
treatment.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you.
I gave an update to the commissioners. I've been in contact with American Tower's representative. We discussed some things. She needs to go back to her boss to see if they can actually do the things that I suggested. Increasing the money a little bit and then doing a 50-50 revenue share rather than a straight $200 a month if they get new tenants. That's only if they get new tenants. This particular tower only has one tenant, which I think is Verizon. And so she had to go to her boss because she didn't have that authority.
And I think they have a deadline coming up, don't they? They want to get this resolved.
End of the year.
Okay.
I think this particular lease expired at the end of last year, December 31st of 25, and they wanted originally a 40-year lease. We're not. I don't even think we should go 30-year. What term are you guys talking about right now, John?
20 years.
Okay. Yeah, I think the revenue sharing's a requirement. It's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Wish to retable it.
I appreciate all your work on that, John. I'll make a motion we put it back on the table.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Approval of the July 6th minutes.
Motion to table the minutes.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes, thank you. Presentations, Mr. Merlanda.
Mr. Merlander, if you can come up. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Sure. My name is Nick Melander. My address is 11910 West County Road, 400 South. And I just wanted to, I'll make this brief so not to take up a bunch of your time, but I want to thank first Steve Brand, who was very, very responsive to my phone call and my concerns, and suggested that I come in here and address the commissioners. A few weeks ago, I had an incident out of my home, which I've lived at for 45 years, where the next door neighbor was target shooting, and it escalated into a point where it was our family was fearful, it was reckless, and we did what our friend George Sheridan suggested that we do in that case, and I called the county police and the Department of Natural Resources, and for the time being, that issue has been squelched. But in the meantime, it's become blatantly apparent to me that the Delaware County, in an unincorporated area of the county, we have little, if any, gun ordinances that govern the use or the firearms. I want everybody to understand, I am a huge advocate of the Second Amendment. I have many guns. I've grown up hunting. I have no problem with anyone out in an unincorporated area of the county target shooting. But it's my position that they should do it not only lawfully, but safely. I'm a big safety gun advocate. And what was apparent was that the county deputies, which responded instantaneously, those guys were great. They really don't have a lot of teeth in the law to do very much to govern this. And if you look at the Indiana General Assembly IC 3547-11-1-2, excuse me, it very plainly states, under Indiana's firearm preemption law, strictly prohibited from regulating the ownership, possession, and carrying of or transportation of firearms and ammunition. We get that. However, the state grants a specific exemption allowing local government to regulate the discharge of firearms for safety purposes. And in several counties in the state of Indiana, there are local county firearm ordinances. When you go and look at where I live and you look at the number, within a half mile, I've got 4 businesses that are popped up. We're in an industrial center instead of a farming area anymore. But we also have a dozen homes up and down in close proximity. All of those people, I believe, deserve the right that they want to shoot, fine, but they have to do it lawfully. They need to do it safely. And I am trying to advocate for us to, and for the commissioners, to develop some form of ordinance that will help our public safety folks to mitigate issues like mine and make sure that people are safe out in the non-incorporated areas of the county. Anybody have any questions? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Look, I had no idea that we really didn't. And
And I think most people don't. And until I talked to the Department of Natural Resources and the voice came out and talked to us, the manager from over in Anderson, his deputy came out, reviewed the situation, all agreed that these are issues that they've dealt with for years, but they don't really have any in Delaware County, I use the term teeth in any kind of way to mitigate those issues, right? Other than to go in and ask the person, don't shoot and this and that, but it doesn't, it's a fine line, it's a gray area. But I think that there's room here For example, property line structure distances. You have to be at least 500 feet away from a home or a school or a business property. Public right-of-ways. You can't be firing firearms over public right-of-ways or bodies of water. Backstop requirements. This particular scenario where I am, this guy's got metal targets in his backyard that he's shooting into these metal targets, and I know what ricochets sound like, okay? And we can't even safely sit on our back deck because we're downrange at this guy. If he would move over into an area, he owns 10 acres, if he'd move over into an area and build a DNR approved backstop, an earth backstop, or use some old railroad ties, which is what I did 30 years ago out at my house. Now I've torn those all down because the next door neighbor asked us to quit shooting out there. And I did. That was my right to quit. I could have stayed, I could have kept shooting, but I didn't. But this guy has a right to shoot. That's fine, but build a backstop that's safe, right? No noise ordinances. That's very common for counties to develop noise ordinances, such that after a certain period of time during the day, you can shoot during the day, but at a certain time you have to quit. So that's what I'm appealing to the county commissioners to do. Again, I thank Steve for taking the initiative, very comprehensive, and I'll do whatever I can as a citizen to help promote this. I think it's important not only in our little area out between Daleville and Yorktown, but all over the county where they're non-incorporated. You can't go to Yorktown or Daleville and discharge a firearm,
Right.
or Muncie, but you can in a non-incorporated area. But I would suggest that our unincorporated areas are pretty, they're growing with people all the time. There's houses popping up, businesses popping up. We need to have some common sense regulations.
Thank you for your history lesson.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't disagree. I love guns too, as well, and I like shooting. But I think you need to do it in a safe manner. And John, could you look at this and maybe check with some of the other surrounding counties and see if they have anything that we could start with
I will.
to develop a ordinance?
Mr. Merlander, could you come back up, please? You had mentioned that some other counties, you'd researched and some other counties already have something in place. Can you mention those counties?
I don't have them off the top of my head, Steve, but they were, what I do remember, I think Lake County was one of them. They're generally counties that are relatively heavily populated counties, right? Maybe unlike Delaware County, but we're growing, and there's no reason that we can't put some common sense things together now to mitigate some of these issues as we grow. But I can research that, Steve. I'm sure Mr. Brook can find out the same information. He's probably better versed on this than I am. This is just some basic research I've done.
Thank
But
you.
there are several counties in the state that have already adopted these ordinances.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I did find Lake County already, so.
Thank you.
Okay. The DeSoto station. Mr. Hahn.
Good morning. My
Morning.
name is Gary Hahn. I'm with Whiteman Engineering and Land Surveying out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I'm here representing Indiana and Michigan Electric Company and landowners Lisa Hurd and Polly Eames, who own property in Delaware Township. Landowners would like to record the DeSoto Station minor subdivision, which would create one lot on which the electric company would like to construct a transmission line monitoring facility. The proposed lot is bounded on the north by East County Road 350 North, and the landowners would like to dedicate the public lands within that road right-of-way to the county, and it's their hope and our hope that the commissioners would accept that dedication. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Talking about 0.135 of an acre that is being requested to dedicate.
That's correct.
glad they're willing to help you.
I make a motion, we approve the request.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Walters has some good news for us.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Walters, ECI Regional Planning District. Just wanted to give you an update, quick update on the USA Select 2026. We went out to Maryland. Handed you out a packet. The first 8 are, we had 13 meetings, and the 8 you see there are the meetings that we held there and some of the demographics of the company going there. Again, 13 meetings were set, 8 of them we did attend. Commissioner Henry was along with me, Michelle Batters, Elizabeth Rowe-Ray, and Tracy Lutton. It was a good conference. There wasn't as many there this year as there was last year, but I think it was pretty well received. Out of those 8, to let you know where we're going right now, we have 2, Salib, Bridge Innovation, and Didel Malo from Aline. We're working on getting them here in October, September. We're having embassy and visa issues right now. With the war, things have slowed down in the European countries as far as being able to get out and get back in. We also, Shannon can tell you, Commissioner Henry, we had a real good one, SSI Lift. Some of you may remember we worked with them last year. They have still not located. We had a second meeting with them, and then they brought us Nanotech, who we have a meeting scheduled in September. That is Giuseppe. I will not try to announce his last name. I'll butcher it. But he will be here. That was a very good meeting. I believe Elizabeth and Tracy attended that meeting with us. We had dinner with them that night. So that's 5. Oh, A-Truck Logistics. That was another one that we have not got a meeting set with, but we are in conversations with. That is a logistics trucker app that goes across several different companies that could be used, refrigeration, hot shot loads, this and that, going back and forth, basically trimming down deadhead miles. It's a real good program. We had a very good meeting with them, but we are still working on them. One of them that we did meet with too was FDI Research. Wanted to mention that. That is a company that works with a lot of these European and foreign companies that are looking to come into this. After conversations and interviews and going back through the paperwork, working with the commissioners, we are going to enter a contract with them to start looking at our clusters that were identified by the targeting industry study and also by the comprehensive economic development strategy that was completed at the beginning of the year. This will let us put together areas of workforce and businesses and possibilities that already exist inside Delaware County without bringing something new. In other words, increasing manufacturing in areas that already exist, just besides bringing new companies here. That means more manpower, that means more jobs. Also, with the commissioners talked, the last 2 years we have not left the country. We have not set up meetings in Italy or Germany or Canada. We will be looking at that this fall, possibly this fall or spring, whenever we can get it arranged. Not only for the new ones that we have that we've met over the last 2 years, but also the ones that we currently have doing business here in Delaware County. We will reach out to them and set a schedule, and I will get back with you on more of those details once we get that all put together. Just to give you a little update on the ones, some that are here, Colorflex. We are having issues there. They've been here, obtained over on H Street, doing well, 2 set up racks, looking to get machines. Their visa was only good for 6 months. You have to leave, usually for 2 weeks, then you get to come back into the country to keep operations going. Well, their meeting is going to take almost 3 to 6 months to get back in. So we are working with them to try and figure out, and Commissioner Henry can tell you, we had this situation about 4 or 5 years ago with Filtrex that we had to work through with them. We've got the team, the lawyers, we're helping them, getting them guided in the right direction there. So Colorflex is bound to stay here. It's just working through the logistics of it now. Vitechnic USA, the one now on Hoyt, is growing. We're at 3-shift operation. Michelle has been very entertained with them as far as showing buildings, and I believe we have came to one, and I believe she gave you an LOI that they signed, and they're in diligence for a 80,000 square feet facility that I think will benefit Delaware County in two different ways, not only for them, but for a business that is there that doesn't need the space that they're willing to work out an agreement with. So it's a win-win situation to keep the current business here, but yet expand Vitechnic and take it to the next level. Other than that, I believe that was about it in Select USA, things that I can. There's a few others right now, and I think you guys are aware that I would rather wait on those until after all those agreements are signed and done. But we have another one here that I think I'll be able to announce to the public soon, that is a major manufacturer that has come in and picked up a building here, going to employ 50 to 200 people depending on the product line. But I will bring that to you as soon as I'm sure, and they have given me the okay to announce it.
Very
Any
good.
questions at this time?
Appreciate
You-
your,
you-
Michelle and you.
Yeah, you and Michelle did a great job out there in Washington,
team.
so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Have a good day.
You too.
What? Commissioner Brand.
Sure. So as everybody knows, the Delaware County Justice Center was created through a build, operate, transfer agreement, remodeling the former Wilson Middle School out on South Tillotson. And when this was done in 2020, the entire facility was not necessarily remodeled due to funding limitations at the time. Since then, several departments have expanded into unapproved areas of that building and are being used that were not necessarily in the original design scope, nor were they submitted on the state stamp drawings that went to Indiana Fire Marshal. Some of those areas include the auditorium, maintenance, the clerk's court records, the sheriff's SWAT room, drug task force evidence room, so on and so forth. We have been working with the local fire marshal, and I appreciate his grace and patience while we work through this process. But this Board of Commissioners approved last year a small scope of work to have an analysis done on that facility to determine the next steps. And we are at that stage now. So we've met with BW, who was the original BOT. We've met with the Sheriff's Department, maintenance, the clerk's office, and gone through those areas and determined an overall scope. And Dean and Don were also involved in that. We're to the point where we need to move forward with figuring out funding and scope for the remodeling of those areas that have been expanded into by those county offices. So one option that we have is BOT doesn't necessarily expire. We can continue to utilize that BOT and authorize BW to do a limited scope of service to basically do a design and put it out for a quote so we can get the funding amount that would be necessary to fund the amount of money to remodel. Let's make up a story and say it's $1 million. And then we would have to come up with a way to fund that. One option is to do it through the BOT. So a few things probably need to happen in parallel. I don't know that there's necessarily a sequence to operations here on what should be done first, as far as figuring out the amount of money, and then what would it change our current bond. I don't know if we can add it to our current bond payment or not. That would be something we would ask Heather James at Ice Miller, for example, and to know how much that would increase. That's all paid out of our economic development income tax funds today, but I wanted to get it up for discussion in public with my fellow commissioners.
I think we've kind of determined what needs remodeled out there at this point. I think we need to determine a cost, and we need to run an analysis on the cost and see what that does to the loan payment currently, the current bot payment. So
I agree.
that's
In order to determine the cost, we're going to have to pay somebody to put together a set of design drawings
I agree.
and then put it out for quote.
Yep.
And that's going to cost money.
Yep. So less.
And it would really be nice to have the auditorium up and running.
That's part of it.
It is part of it.
I know it is,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be
Yeah.
expensive, but it's gotta be done. Because we could use it now.
There, there was an email floating around. Have you got it there
Mhm.
of the cost?
Oh,
Is there potential cost?
no, I haven't found that one yet.
Okay.
You're talking about the original. So what I would propose is that we authorize President Reagan to negotiate with BW, who was the original BOT, to amend the existing bot agreement to authorize some pre-construction services only, very limited scope, that would allow competitive bidding and develop a guaranteed maximum price for the Justice Center code compliance. And then out of that, this approach would allow the county, would provide us with an accurate cost projection and allow us to then make an informed decision, Commissioner Henry, to your point about how much is it and how much is it going to change our bond payment.
Is that a motion?
That would be my motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. What kind of timeline do you think? you could-
I'd say they probably are going to call you this afternoon.
Good. I'll wait to hear from them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So the 2027 bundling and unbundling of the Medco
Yep.
and vision.
This, we had a call last week with Marsh McLennan. They are our healthcare benefits provider. Commissioner Henry and Lee were on the phone with us, and this is a discussion about unbundling our dental and vision from our medical. So today, if you're a county employee, you can choose to elect county benefits or not elect county benefits. If you choose county benefits, you get medical, dental, and vision. Some county employees don't take our benefits. And if we were to unbundle, it would allow county employees to come back and say, I would just like to have dental, or I would just like to have vision, or I'd like to have both. The other important thing here is if you're over 65, you qualify for Medicaid. And this would allow current employees that are over 65 that have elected Medicaid, gone off county benefits, to elect dental or vision individually or separately on top of their Medicaid. That is the high-level overview. And Commissioner Henry, I know you were on the call, and Lee, you were on there. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
Anything to do it more efficient.
Well, this gives our current employees who don't take county benefits some additional options and flexibility, and it gives employees who are 65 or older, qualified for Medicare, that are not on our county benefits, some additional flexibility. So let's talk about numbers real quick. Let's say there are 520 county employees full-time. There's more than that because of part-time and other things. There are roughly 410 on our benefits. You're talking about 110 employees that maybe don't take county benefits, but might elect back in and take dental and vision. You're talking about maybe $4,400 a year cost to the county, but the flexibility and opportunity it supplies to our employees, I think, is tremendous. I would like to see us unbundle them. My experience is they are not bundled together and they are considered separately, so employees have options and flexibility.
So I think we need to probably make a motion to do it, just to make it official, and I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yep,
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thanks for looking into that too.
you're welcome.
Retiree insurance premiums.
So there's a couple things going on here. One is about getting
Can we
retired.
go back to this other one?
Sure.
I know we're unbundling. Are we going to charge the same percentage we do for healthcare?
That's a good point. We should make it the 80-20 split, just like that. And that's for full-time employees, just like the county employees do for benefits. They would pay the county would pay 80% of the dental vision premium. The employee would pay 20%. So should we amend the motion to include that?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yep.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
You good with all that, Ed?
Yep.
A little extra work for the auditor's office, and I appreciate the auditor's office doing that, but it does provide significant flexibility and opportunity for the employees. So retiree insurance premiums, this has come up a couple times. Two things to discuss today. One is about each department budgeting their retiree benefits in their budget. I know this was discussed at our staff meeting last week. And last year we talked about the premium split, just like we got done talking about for full-time employees, 80-20. There was discussion last year about bringing the retiree contributions in line. They're currently 80-20. But retirees pay less premium for their health care benefits than full-time employees. And there was discussion last year about moving retirees to 50-50 split starting January 1st of 2027, and that would bring them in line with what full-time employees pay.
Giving them notice now.
Well,
I agree.
my opinion, we put them on notice last year, and we can send them another letter. I have no problem with that, but full-time employees are paying more for benefits than retirees are. And I'll be honest with you, I can only find 3 or 4 other counties, and they're big counties, Hamilton, Lake, and a few others that even pay anything for retiree benefits. And I believe that 50-50 is fair.
At your motion.
I'll make a motion to make the retiree benefit premium split 50-50.
So this come up last year. I think you and I voted against it because I agreed with Commissioner Riggin. We need to give the retirees more time, and they have had time. So I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Hyde Park neighborhood cleanup. Coming
Yeah,
up.
that'll go into effect January 1st of 2027. The same thing. Yep.
Right, right.
Yep. You're talking about the dental and vision, right? Yep. So I know Heather Williams is on the agenda, and in fairness to her, I don't believe I notified her, so I apologize for that. I'll speak to this, and I think Danielle can also speak to it. But there's a Hyde Park community cleanup activity. I believe it's this Saturday. The commissioners committed, I think, up to $5,000 in edit funds to help with removal of the trash, provided that the citizens of Hyde Park could get the debris to the curb. There was a very good question from the highway department, because they're going to be involved, about what if we have to go on somebody's property. So what we have in front of us is a property access and liability waiver. It's been vetted by Danielle and agreed to by everybody on the back end. And I believe, since it has to do with liability waiver, anything liability, it should come before the commissioners for discussion, approval or rejection, modification, whatever. Any addition? Yeah.
It needed to be sent back by well, it's expired when she wanted it back, so are we going to have to hand do these?
Yeah, so while we're out there on the scene this Saturday, when it comes time to picking up the debris, if we have to go on the property beyond the right-of-way access or an easement, we would ask them to sign this before we came onto their property.
Okay,
It'd be on an as-needed basis.
yeah, thank you.
Motion to approve the waiver.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yep.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you. Now the Right Stuff software hosting agreement.
Yeah, what this is, software that's going to be hosted by the company called Right Stuff. Essentially, it's for our time clocks that the council has already appropriated the money for, so it's been approved to pay for. And we would ask that the commissioners approve this agreement so that we can start deploying and setting up time clocks for all the departments. Our plan right now is to actually start in September. We don't have an exact date yet. Part of it depends on how soon we get this signed. So if we get this signed, we can then come back with an exact date, and we'll start working with all the departments for deployment of the new time clocks.
I was thinking when we were talking about this that they would do this at their desk with their computer, not physically have to go to a time clock.
There's multiple approaches for clocking in. It can be from the desk, their phone. It could be biometrics, so it could be from a central location, so you require a thumb or something like that. So those are all options. And we'll set those up based on each department and what the commissioners wish to do. But we've got the money in the budget to put those other options in if those are so desired, so.
So today we're just agreeing to it.
Yeah, essentially this is agreement so that we can get the company and get the county on the schedule to start having this deployed. They estimate it'll take 3 to 6 months to have all these things put in place, so looking to start in September, and hopefully by the end of March we'll have this finished.
Has legal had a chance to review this?
I've not seen it.
Okay.
Which,
And again, Ed mentioned it's for all departments, and I'm hearing a little bit of noise about a couple departments that don't want to utilize this. So if they don't utilize it, they won't be able to get payroll processed, right? Because these new system will integrate directly into our payroll process. So it's going to be a requirement that departments use a clock in, clock out methodology of some sort. So to Commissioner Riggins' comment and your response, I think you're going to see a multi-pronged approach to clocking in and out. I'd say merit deputies and others may use geofencing. Maybe they'll be able to clock in from their data center.
Right.
Some people will hit a physical clock, and that physical clock may be a 4-key punch in, or it might be a biometric thumbprint or something, or thumb pattern. It's not a thumbprint, but it's a thumb pattern. Others may be able to do it from their desk, for example. So I think based on the department's needs, they'll be able to clock in with different ways. But people that go to a desk every day will likely clock in from their desk or a clock in their building or department.
That's correct.
Okay.
I did kind of wonder when they're using their PTO, do they have to clock in and say I'm on vacation or on?
Those rules can be set up.
That's the nice thing about the system. It's centralized and we can build the rules around each department's.
They can do it the last day at work.
Yeah, because EMS is different, EMA is different, you've got the sheriff's different. All these different departments have different methods of which they clock in, but also the rules of which they operate. So the software, that's the reason it's taking 6 months, because we're going to sit down with each department and configure those rules based on what their needs are.
To
Yeah.
work with them.
So a vacation request in the future, President Reagan, would be in the system. Somebody'd go in, they'd fill out the dates, and then it would send an email based on the chain of custody that's built into the software. It'd send it to their supervisor, and their supervisor would approve it or issue what's called an RFI, request for information. They'd send them back saying, asking some questions, and, until it's finally approved. So it would all be locked in the system and tracked in the system. So nobody would have to track PTO anymore.
Sounds good.
I would make a motion to approve the agreements upon the approval from legal.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Thank you.
hey, you want the same thing on both agreements? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want legal to review them and approve them, and then we can sign them after that.
Okay.
So there's a hosting agreement and a licensure agreement, correct?
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So the motion was for both of those?
Thing I'll note so far is an automatic renewal, so it's a 3-year term with 1 year renewals, and they're automatic renewals. I know we tend to not love automatic renewals, so.
Yeah. I highlighted that in my copy, and I would like to see that language changed. I have a number of edits that I'll send to you, but I highlighted a bunch of stuff, and that's one of them. The automatic renewal, I'd say after the initial 36-month contract term, if that's what we agree to in a future meeting, the automatic renewal they need to come back before this body to be renewed.
Yes, so let me know what those suggested changes are, and we'll go back to them.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, the Peterson Consulting Services.
Again, this is a vendor we've used for the last few years. This is reference to capital expenditures. So we gather all the capital asset list from the departments. That's then forwarded on to our consultant, which reviews those to make sure they comply with the federal and state requirements concerning capital expenditure criteria. So that's what this company does, and we're asking to have the commissioners consider renewing that agreement.
This is an annual renewal, right?
That's correct.
$4,675, and the money comes from
Comes out of our contractual services.
In the auditor's office?
Correct.
Okay.
Motion,
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
And while we're talking about that, you brought up in the employee meeting about the, what was it called? The inventory?
Yes.
Yes. In that ordinance that was approved a couple years ago.
Right.
It set that limit at $500. Anything $500 or more, the departments were supposed to list.
Correct.
I want to bring that up because, do we want to keep that limit at $500? I think we can set it or.
Well, I think
can
right
we
now,
not?
it doesn't have a bottom dollar, so we
Okay,
could say, track every pencil. And
yeah,
I think that's a ridiculous
yeah,
request.
right.
And so I reached out to several other counties, and 500 seems to be the norm.
The
of
average.
All the other counties because they all have to do this inventory report.
Yeah.
And so that's how I come up with the numbers based on what the other counties are doing. Even though the ordinance doesn't say anything below 500, I thought that was just way too much to request. I didn't see a good reason to do that.
I agree with you. There's got to be a limit.
Yeah, I agree with setting a materiality limit for everything. Are you proposing, Commissioner Henry, that we raise that number?
That's kind of what I don't know, I've just been thinking about it since we talked about it, and I
mean, I'm open to talk to you both about or all of you about putting a bottom limit and making it 500 if you want to amend that next meeting or something. But
Let's
that's the reason.
let's put that ordinance on our next agenda to revisit.
let's do that, yeah.
Okay. You have that, Jenna?
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Muncie Land Bank here.
Thank
For
you. Have
Howard.
one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Morning.
Nate Howard from the Muncie Land Bank. We're asking the commissioners to consider assigning a number of tax certificates to the Muncie Land Bank that failed to sell at the 2025 tax sale. You have that right under Indiana Code. 24 in the list that I gave you all, 23 of those are highlighted in yellow. Those are high priority. The other ones are connected to our partnerships. But most important for us are those 23 that are highlighted in yellow. These are properties that haven't just missed a payment or two. Every parcel here has gone through auction and found no buyer, an average of 4.3 times each. Together they carry $382,000 of delinquent taxes, about $6,800 per parcel. Earlier this year, we completed a 10-year parcel level study of every tax sale in Delaware County with support from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. It found that the tax sale works pretty well when property has market value and an owner who can pay and has incentive to pay. And it really, it's fine. It's not working that great otherwise. Citywide, 73% of certificates went unsold. The county recovered 18% of delinquent taxes a year through this process. These 56 parcels at 4.3 average appearances sit well past the point our data shows that the market will resolve it on its own. The geography of this list is not incidental. Industry, Whiteley, and the Old West End have the three highest tax sale rates in the city, 25%, 20.5%, and 20.3% respectively, and they make out the overwhelming majority of this request. Those same neighborhoods also have the highest rates of properties eventually landing in the county's own inventory after failing repeatedly. If nothing happens today, a lot of these parcels end up with the county regardless, just later and usually in a worse condition. The mechanism, the land bank, helps the county directly. It shortens the redemption period and shifts tax deed conversion costs off the county onto us. And we're not asking you to give up revenue that was realistically coming in. And that's one of the things that we've been able to really determine. We can see which properties are going to sell and which aren't. 9 organizations, including Habitat for Humanity, Urban Light, CDC, the Whiteley Community Council, the Industry Neighborhood, 812 Coalition, Union Missionary Baptist Church, and the Old West End Neighborhood Association, and Passstone Corporation submitted a formal letter of support. You can see that there. These 56 properties have already had repeated chances to resolve through the market and haven't. We're asking the commissioners to let us do what we've already shown we can do, take on what the market has passed over, and move it towards stable, tax-producing, community-supported use. And so, yeah, thank you. I'm glad to answer any questions.
In the 23 we're giving you now, you'd like for us to give you, it's just great news what all you are doing in the past.
Thank you, Commissioner Organ.
I was so impressed when Ohio came over and shared with us about how the land bank works. And I think they had like 53 counties in the state of Ohio with the land bank. And it was just remarkable. So I've been a pro land bank since the go. Appreciate your board. I see you have some of the members here today with you. And what's the pleasure of the commissioners?
Quick question. We gave you 10 or so properties in the last request. How many of those properties do you still hold, or are they moving?
There are 4 that we acquired for that last ask. We ran those through quiet title action. And so 2 we're holding for Habitat for Humanity, the other 2 for Urban Light CDC. They're getting their pipeline in order, their funding in order. So we're still holding those. But those, as soon as their funding is done, then we execute our pass-through agreement that we have with them.
Gotcha. And to be clear, if we agree to transfer these 23 properties, we're basically waiving the $400 and some thousand in back taxes,
Yes,
right? That won't be collected.
correct.
Nate, do you have a separate request for 318 East Columbus Avenue?
We do. That was a property that I think was addressed 2 meetings ago, and there was a resolution passed, and I think it needs to come back for a second evaluation. But
Yeah.
yes, we do. 318 East Columbus.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get that one back on our agenda.
Note that.
Jenna's got it. I'll give her
Good.
this paper.
How many of these include structures, do you know?
I think every single one of these, except maybe 1 or 2, are vacant lots.
Just a lot?
Yes, sir. And that's what we've seen at the tax sale will actually sell a lot of times. Properties with some economic, value to them.
What's your pleasure? And your next meeting's August
7th.
7th, noon, 12:30.
In Tend, Indiana, they are the developer that's helping with the Old West End Ready 2.0 project. They have a separate, what's called a CDFI, that does business lending, and they're coming to talk about that program that they're wanting to support Muncie with.
For the public's benefit, on one hand, it sounds silly to give up the opportunity to collect $400,000 in taxes, but some of these properties have been through 4, 5, 6 times, and that costs the county a lot of money
Right.
to run these things through these tax sales, and tracking them, and legal fees, and auditor's office time, the other offices' times. There just aren't real great solutions for how we handle these things.
And the one on the west side of Muncie that we gave you a year or two ago, how many are those back on the tax roll?
You all gave us, I think it was 40 properties in July of 2024. So don't hold me to exact numbers,
Right.
but 20 to 25 of those are tied to the old West End Ready project. Another 7 of those are tied to a federal home loan bank grant that Habitat for Humanity got. So we've passed those off to them, and now they're working to develop. Those things take some time.
Takes time.
But for an example, there was a property on Meeker, 2203 South Meeker. There was a property that was really rough. I go into all these properties when we get them. We spent maybe $5,000-6,000 of cleanup. We're able to find a local developer, and he just sold that for $160,000. And that was a property that had gone through the tax sale 3, 4, 5 times. It was really rough. But those are the kind of things that we can do. But a lot of time, it takes time, and those numbers aren't showing up on kind of the assessed value where we also kind of evaluate our impact.
Yeah. And all your board members here, very impressive.
Just need to know if you want to set a public hearing, look at transferring some, all. from one of these properties.
Statute requires that you have a resolution, that you set a date, time, and place for a public hearing to consider the assignment, and then you adopt the resolution after the public hearing. And then we have to put in the notice of the public hearing that those certificates which you are willing to transfer.
What's the notice time? 10 days, 2 weeks?
10 days before the public hearing, one publication time, 10 days before the actual public hearing.
So if we wanted to put this on our August 3rd agenda, we would have time to notice?
We would have until you could do it the 23rd or 24th of July, which is sometime this week.
We could try that.
I'll make a motion that we set the public hearing. What's the second meeting? And
17th,
let's do the 17th.
August 17th.
Yes. So that gives us a little more time.
A second.
For the, let me go through here. For the highlighted properties.
The 23.
Yes.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
A couple meetings ago, we brought it up. I don't recall having a public hearing, but it was on our agenda.
Yes.
If we need to technically
Yes.
do it.
Do you want to add that to
Yes.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thanks, Nate.
And then President Reagan, while we're on Land Bank, we received an email on July 2nd from Zach Gullion asking about 412 South Proud Street from Mr. Mike Taylor. His property abuts the primary residence at 825 West Charles, and Mr. Brook gave us a guideline on how to handle abutting or adjoining properties. Do you wish to talk about that now, or you want to put it on our August 3rd agenda?
But I don't, that's not in our name, is it?
No, but he's just
412
talking.
South Proud, I don't think 412 South Proud is in your name, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's,
I mean, there's nothing we can do with it.
Okay. So
Not-
then
it's-
we
It's not ours.
need to respond. Right.
You can't transfer something you don't own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to respond to this request and tell them we don't own it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any. It's not ours to give.
okay. Take care of that. Okay, thanks. Okay. Now we're at the Cowan paving interlocal agreement.
We have worked through with the Cowan schools and the commissioners to do some paving. It looks like we're going to be doing approximately 7,000 square yards of materials. Cowan's going to be required to hire the milling company at their expense. Cowan will reimburse the county for the cost of the road paving supplies. And then the county will provide the labor for the paving out there. We put this together and included the drawings that they provided and the estimates that they provided as exhibits to this interlocal.
So it's basically an extension. Nottingham basically makes a loop, goes in front of the auditorium or the gym and the high school, the rec center, goes north of the elementary school parking lot, between the parking lot and the baseball diamond, and then comes back out and joins back up to 600. And the map that's provided also includes a small area in front of the fire station. So we had discussed this previously, that whatever they mill and provide the material for, we'll pave. And that's the purpose of this interlocal, to memorialize what we already approved.
Your motion,
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you.
And while we're down there, what was that?
John and the gravel road that goes beside the Lions Club.
While you're down there,
On the south side.
there's a couple other roads that need paved.
Those are already in the plans, measured. We got a price for them.
All right, thank you.
Very good, very good. Okay, the Justice Center fire alarm, Mr. Chambers.
Yes, what it is, it's a quote for Corson. First of them is the RTU-1. When they did a smoke check, it completely shut down the unit itself, so there was no air flowing whatsoever. We've got that temporarily fixed. That cost to have them come out and put a new one in is going to be $1,448.04. The second one is a backflow. It's in the back boiler room. It's not working at all. For them to come in and rebuild it's $1,369.51. A total of $2,817.55. Just requesting the approval to get this taken care of.
Make a motion to approve out of the Justice Center maintenance fund.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
thanks, Don. Okay, now we have,
So we had a request from George and Francis Ball Foundation to write a letter of support for the Promise neighborhood. I put together a draft that you have in front of you. I don't know if anybody has any questions or
$5,000.
recommendations. Well, I don't believe they're asking for any money. They're just
I
asking.
mean, they're going to
Yes,
receive.
they could receive some grant funding.
Motion to approve the letter.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. And then Mr. Thompson, going to take care of West Jackson Street Bridge for us.
So I received a quote for Jackson Street Bridge. I would like to seal that bridge deck with an epoxy sealer. This is a more of a long-term preventative measure to help make that bridge last longer. That bridge was put in 2012. So I really would have liked to have done it 4 or 5 years ago. But I think this is a good time to add some long-term life to this bridge. The manufacturer often says that they can get another 8 to 12 years out of the bridge itself by doing this. So we're putting in a little money now to hopefully save the county money long-term. and the quote is for $15,697 to do this work. And the bridge will be down for a week or less. We can narrow down the schedule a little bit upon approval of this quote.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these done around here, so this will be very interesting.
It's, yeah, as a matter of fact, I was asked them if there had been any done in the area. I know there's been some in Indy. I've actually been around some of that, but there's not been any in the immediate area. So something we're hopefully
Yeah.
bring and will add some value to the county.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question. Is it, I don't know the process and I don't know the material. Is it appropriate to, put this on a newly constructed bridge?
Yes. So basically, the big thing that this one does, it doesn't just seal the surface; it actually penetrates into the hairline cracks. Basically, any bridge, the recommended time frame is 10 years after construction to get your maximum value of time at the end of the life, because you don't want to do something to this that already has voids underneath or something of that nature. This one, in theory, is still a good bridge, and we're just trying to make that good bridge last longer. So that's the.
I was just curious to see if this was something that we wanted to start putting in bids when we built bridges, is my point.
I had not thought about that. So
I
long term.
I don't know.
That they
potentially.
just do it after they build it,
Yeah, build it and
whether they're.
Well, and you, like I say, you do want to give it that time period.
I understand.
The initial time.
I understand.
But that is a very good thought, and I had not thought about adding that for future contracts.
Yeah.
This
Like-
funding comes from
This will be paid for out of cumulative bridge fund.
CUNA.
I make a motion, we approve.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Absolutely.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you.
Will you let us know when this is gonna happen?
Yes.
I'd like
I hopefully here within the next month, so
Okay.
I'll get a better time scheduled together.
That's
There'll
fine.
be some coordination with the
I'd like to
cities.
go out and look.
Was it 2 or 3 days? It might be down.
2 or 3 days is the estimate. Where I would allow up for a week. So just to make sure they get everything done appropriately. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The GAI consultant.
And the GAI consultants, this is just it's kind of like an on-call agreement. GAI has been very interested in our timber frame bridge, and they've already done some stuff to kind of help us put together a plan on how to mitigate and manage those bridges long term. We currently have 33 bridges throughout the county that are still timber frame. They all except for one are still, they show that they're fine, but those bridges have a tendency to be fine and then all of a sudden they're not fine. So we need to put together a plan to maintain the ones we have, and then also put a plan together to get rid of some of those and replace them with better structures. So GAI is they have some work that they're potentially going to do for us to help us with this plan. So I'd like to put in place this agreement so they can do that.
Their rates are competitive, they seem to me. Has legal had a chance to review this? Okay.
So
What's your pleasure?
You said you did review it or you did not? I would approve it upon legal's review.
Agree. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Good job, Dean.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
very- Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Warranty deed. Wright Farms. Mr. Brook.
Oh, yes. These are 2 warranty deeds. The highway department is doing a project, I think, along County Road 775 South, to make it a little more accessible for trucks. And these 2 property owners were kind enough to donate the property to the county that was necessary to expand the road down there. So Daniel Wright Farms and Ricky Schaefer have agreed to donate these small pieces of land so that the highway department, this would be owned by the county, so the highway department can expand the road and make it a little easier for trucks. I think that's what you were talking about, wasn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, it's actually to widen the curve up and straighten, or actually straighten it out is what it's doing.
Mm-hmm. Really gonna be nice.
Yeah, this is the intersection of Old Road and 775 South. So we put a four-way stop up there recently, and that road receives a bunch of traffic. That road's going to receive a reconstruction or a repaving, but widening it is necessary first. Utilities had to relocate a few things there, but I really appreciate the Schaefers and the Wrights donating.
I agree.
This property.
It's
Wow.
nice that they've done this, so I'll make a motion to approve this.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you. Okay, first reading of ordinance 2026-10, creating a new fund for a grant received by the Delaware Muncie Metropolitan Plan Commission. And I can't say that word. Document. UDO. Never heard of that, I guess.
Good morning, Kylene Swackemer from the Plan Commission. So this is an ask to create a grant fund for a new grant that we received. We received the approval about a little over a week ago, and we did go ahead and receive the grant check last week. So this was a grant that we received from Ball Brothers Foundation for the UDO revision. This money will go towards the 20% local match for that project. And if possible, since we have already received the check, I don't know if you can approve this today or not, so we can get that deposited.
We could do that.
I'll make a motion, we introduce the ordinance.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we adopt ordinance 2026-10.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you for working to get that money.
Yeah, thanks for all your work on that, Kylie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the ordinance, second reading, ordinance 2026-09, being an ordinance to amend the Delaware County Comprehensive Zone Ordinance. Peggy Rice here. Or
You get me and Peggy Rice.
Well,
How's
good.
that? I'm Kathy from Ashton Land Surveyor. This is Peggy Rice, the property owner. We are in the process of trying to get the property rezoned. It is split zoned at this current time. R1 on the west, farming on the east. We'd like to move everything into the farming zone. Her goal is to do a subdivision of the 3 parcels. There are 2 homes on the premises at this current time, and there's a piece to the east that we will be making a outlet to for a vision for a future for her, for Sarah's niche is what we're going to be calling the parcel. You want to talk about it?
My name is Peggy Rice, and the property is 6601 and 6609 East Windsor Road. I feel blessed to have this opportunity. I purchased one property in 2000 and the other one in 2014. And my goal is to separate acreage from the second property, 6609, and create. Sarah's niche is to honor my daughter Sarah, who was a gift to me, and she died. So this is a way to carry on a legacy that honors her. The intent of the nonprofit is to develop, nurture a love for nature, as well as develop environmental literacy and family literacy. My PhD is in curriculum instruction, and my goal is to have a website that goes along with the property. I grew up on a 240-acre farm without a telephone or a television, and so I'm all about preserving the land. And this is a way to invite the public to have a space to develop that love also, and also to honor my daughter.
Are both of
Very
the, are
nice.
both of the houses inhabited?
Yes, I live in one of the properties, and the other property is actually going to be part of Viceres Niche Development.
Yep. And this received a unanimous favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission too, isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And during that Planning Commission meeting, I'm in favor of this. Okay. Let me say that before I talk. But there's a gap in our process, our notification process. So it was noted that the sheriff specifically, our Sheriff Tony Skinner, lives within 300 feet of this property. Yet he was not noticed. And I believe it's for good reason, because he's not listed on public access records.
That's
However, that doesn't mean that he shouldn't, I'm sure the state code doesn't say you shall notice everybody within 300 feet unless their public access records aren't accessible. So on the back end, we need to put a corrective action in place to notice everybody that's within 300 feet, irrespective their public access record stuff. So Kylene, do we have a fix for that, please?
Okay.
Eileen Swackhammer, Plan Commission. So we did check on this after that happened. Our records, anyone with a blocked address would show up on our records for who we notify. So he was either outside of the range, the 300 feet, or within 2 properties deep. He was not on our list, and he would have shown up. Somebody with the blocked address would not show up on the public records, but they would show up on ours and be notified.
Okay.
So
So you're saying that he doesn't qualify to get notified because he's either 2 properties away or more than 300 feet.
correct.
Okay.
I make a motion, we, approve ordinance 2026-09.
I'll second. And just for public information, the introduction was the Planning Commission meeting, so this is for adoption.
Right. You second.
I second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes,
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay. Let's go down to, old business contractor permits.
So we have a proposal, a proposed ordinance that was sent to us, maybe over the weekend. I don't believe it's right to take any action on this today, but we did make progress, and I appreciate everybody working on it. But we have some proposed language in front of us now that hopefully we can get it on our August 3rd meeting for introduction.
There were a couple things that Dean noted that I need to alter, so,
About the $5,000.
yes,
Yeah,
with bond and whatnot.
Okay.
I agree. Because if something's over 5,000, we still want the person making the application to pay it. So it should be or anything identified by the county engineer, the language.
Yeah.
But yeah, any observations or language you'd like amended, we can introduce this in our August 3rd meeting. Okay.
Okay. Well taken. Township annual reports. We received that
So on the annual reports, we received everybody except for Perry. I think that status is unchanged from our last meeting. So we're still looking for Perry Township's annual report. And that's different from the standards and guidelines. So the standards and guidelines, we talked about it in the last meeting, and we have received a number of standards and guidelines. If you recall, I think earlier this year we approved Center Township's standards guidelines. But in looking at all these submissions, there are tables that they approve for the income level and then the amount of relief that they would provide to the poor. None of the townships match. And I'm not sure that that's wrong or right. I don't know. But the state, I would assume that each township has to adopt the state guidelines for income levels, and then once you qualify for the amount of relief that's offered. So there's only one township that matches the state guidelines so far. Jenna took a significant amount of time, and I appreciate her work, and she put together a very nice spreadsheet. Basically read all of their standards and guidelines and put together this spreadsheet for comparison. So I think probably the next steps are we should send the townships the state guidelines and try to understand why their standards and guidelines take exception to the state guidelines. I don't know if it's based on, maybe they can legally, based on population, based on income.
That's what
I can't find anything.
Yeah.
I've researched it. Doesn't mean that I didn't find it. I'm just saying that none of them match. Only one of them matches the state guideline, and to me, they should all match.
In the state, do they review that every year too?
It's our job to review it every year. That's why we're looking at it. I don't know if the state does or not, but I know that our job is to approve the standards and guidelines on an annual basis. So that's what I think we should do. I think we should send each of the townships the state guidelines. Okay.
Thank you. The ordinance 2020-13-20.
No update on the junk vehicle, but that's still anybody wanting to make comment on how we handle. So that ordinance was in 2013. I know President Reagan, you talked about boats and campers and a few other things, but we need to make some progress on this so we can get it off of our.
I think the one issue is enforcement. Who's going to enforce it?
Yep.
And
That's kind of a significant part of that ordinance.
Yep. I would say that the health department would have a hand in that. The sheriff's department.
I would do exactly what we did with the
Weeds.
We're talking about with the weeds is list the sheriff's department, health department, our building inspector, and is any designate from the commissioners.
Right. Yeah, we could designate Dean or Tommy to go out and,
That's why I was
and do
thinking
something.
Jenna. Yeah.
Send Jenna out.
Yeah.
Yeah, put Jenna's name in there.
Um, 2815 South Monroe, Chris Young. Is he here today?
That is a property that is adjacent to Mr. Monroe's, Mr. Young's property that the county owns on Monroe. And I sent the memo out on the process for transferring that. While doing that research, I also noticed that there were probably dozens of other similar type properties in the city of Muncie that have adjacent owners. Matter of fact, there's another one on that same block on Monroe that the county owns, 2809 adjacent South Monroe, which is abutting some other property owners. The process I laid out in that document to you was, you know, getting those and having the having them sold. And so you can do it for each individual property, or you can do it for a number of properties. As long as they're under $10,000, you don't have to have them appraised. But you can notify the adjacent landowners. And by the way, Commissioner Riggin, the legislature changed the process. We don't draw it out of a hat anymore.
Good.
They changed that a few years ago. So we can help. I've got a paralegal that this would be great for. They can identify a number of properties.
Yeah, it paid
Give the
for
list to
itself.
you so that we can notify the adjacent property owners and then do one publication that has all those in it rather than do multiple publications as they come up.
Yeah, get them back on the tax roll. I mean, yeah, ownership.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'd like to consider an ordinance to raise that $10,000 up to $15,000.
I don't know that you can raise the ordinance or raise that threshold because that's statutory. Statute says anything 10,000 or under, but the county council can increase the amount of the assessed value of the property over $15,000 to offer to adjacent landowners. But that's a council ordinance. I think it's in the last paragraph there that
Yeah.
the county fiscal body does that.
So we all think it's a good idea. What action are we going to take?
I think let John's intern make a list and
Bring it to us.
bring it to us and let's
We can do that.
move forward with it.
Okay. And then should we make the recommendation to the county council that they increase the number from 10,000 to 15,000?
I don't know.
I guess with the list that they're going to produce, can they put an estimated value of the land on that list so we could see how many are 10,000, how many are 15,000?
We can do that.
Okay.
It goes on assessed value.
Yeah, assessed. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So right now, we're not taking any action on Mr. Young's request, right?
Let's get his list. Let's get his list and then,
Bring it back.
yeah, let's look at the list. And then we can decide whether we'll have a public hearing on that list.
Okay.
All right.
So Jenna, we're going to add under old business, sale of real estate, assessed value less than $15,000. Okay.
Okay. Page 3, request for resolution to close Delaware County Road 312 East. Mr. Mark Will here today.
He is not. I don't see him in the audience, but he did send a request to redo the traffic study, and I believe Mr. Thomas has looked into that.
Yes, and I responded back to his email. I spoke with the individual who placed the traffic counters out there. On the report, it says just south of 450 North. He actually placed them just south of those driveways, which is still just south of 450 North. But the concern was that the driveway traffic in and out was influencing that count. It did not, because it was south of those driveways. So only traffic truly utilizing 312 were accounted for.
And it did come up that someone wanted to know the time of day most of that traffic was, daylight or nighttime.
And there, within that report, and if there's somebody that has questions on that, there is a detailed, it's an hour time frame, but it does show what days, what times, all of that.
So you could print that out for us then.
Yep,
Okay.
and I have that report.
Okay,
I can
that'd be
send.
nice.
So additionally, I believe some searching was going on for ownership and communicating with landowners, and I don't know if anybody has an update on that or what the next steps are with this request. I don't think anybody's necessarily opposed to closing this section of road, but the landowners, the farmers, and IMI would still need access,
Right.
right? But we don't want to put up a gate.
Well, it's been used before in other town or counties, and people are given keys, but we can wait and see. Okay. Commissioners own property, 1943 West 8th Street. Eugene Robinson.
How y'all doing? This is my second time coming back. Y'all said y'all had steps that you had to go through for me to try to buy the property or obtain the property. I'm back.
I know John was looking into that. He just had to step away, right? So I don't know the update. Okay. Do either of you know the update?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson, I'm sorry that you had to come a second time and sit through the meeting to find out that we don't have an update for you. We will contact you. Didn't he come up and give his contact information to John at the last meeting? Okay.
I think I gave it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, he's working on this, these
Yeah.
properties.
John, who just had to leave, has the update. So we will contact you this week and provide you an update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming again.
Thank you.
Are you the only owner, or the other person on the other side's not interested, or?
No, he's not interested. He actually wanted to sell me his as well. The guy
Oh.
on the other end, yeah.
He was
So-
here and spoke in favor last time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the travel policy.
So in the last meeting, I committed to distributing the travel policy for the consideration. I originally sent this, I think, on June 2nd. I sent the first draft. I redistributed it on July 6th, the day of our last meeting. I don't think there's any action to be taken today, but it's open to input, constructive criticism, edits, et cetera, from the commissioners and legal.
Very detailed. It was to table it.
Well, yeah, it'll just remain on the table, and I think at some point we should socialize it with the department heads and elected office holders and get
Why
their
don't you
feedback.
distribute it to our departments and then
Commissioners.
Yes, the
Okay.
commissioners, and then ask for feedback at our next employee meeting.
Okay.
I've taken that and put it into an actual policy form, so I'll send you that version. for
Okay.
distribution.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And then Jenna will get it distributed.
Sound good?
Yep.
Thank you. Now the mowing.
So,
One thing I noticed is that the 12 inches, I think, needs to be raised, 'cause- but anyway,
okay. What do you think it should be?
well, and also I thought we need to verify if it's got a lot of debris in it, because I think we're opening ourselves up if we just say everything needs to be mowed around here. 12, 15, 16, 18 inches tall. We'd be awful busy.
Yeah.
We do need something.
I agree. You know, we have, when we did our town hall in Cowan, and some of the folks in the audience were in that meeting, their number one complaint was neighbors and weeds and blighted housing, and, you know, the township trustee will notice somebody and put a lien against the property, but it doesn't modify behavior. And it leaves the community looking like crap. So, I think it's important that we put something in place and we provide the authority to, you know, the health department, the building commissioner, you know, sheriff, whoever, or whoever the commissioners designate to handle these things, and then put a lien against the properties. The property would be liable for the bill. The health departments and the commissioners could administer this. And this would only be for county jurisdiction, right? Unincorporated territories of the county. It wouldn't be for any incorporated territories, cities or towns. They have their own. And like Yorktown, for example, I think theirs is 10 inches.
I don't have a problem with this, but I think we're talking about two different things here. We're talking about the weed ordinance, right? That Colleen has sent us a snapshot of.
Yep.
And then you're also talking about an RFP to
put out right.
Take care of those. So I think 12 inches is fine, and I'm okay with the RFP.
Okay. So I'd make a motion to formalize and publish the RFP for on-call mowing services for Delaware County. So it'd be on-call property mowing, vegetation management, and property cleanup services.
Second.
Call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Ordinance 2008-021A.
Yep. So this is the weed ordinance. So originally issued in 2008. This is part of Chapter 5 of our code, and Kylene did send out this morning some additional information. Kylene, I don't know if you want to make comment or not.
Kylene Swackhammer, Plan Commission. So yeah, I apologize. I just sent it this morning. I was out a couple of days last week. But Dean and I met, went over the current ordinance, and kind of talked and put a few changes in there that we thought were appropriate for you to look at. I did reach out to the health department, treasurer's office, and auditor's office as they were mentioned in the old ordinance. I haven't fully been through my emails this morning, so I'm not sure if I received any feedback on that. If I did, I will forward that to you as well. But Dean can comment as well, but we just kind of had some discussion on I think we came up with the 12 inches because of the definition of rank that's kind of out there, and we thought we needed to have a clear cut definition. That doesn't mean that any grass or weeds that's 12 inches or above we have to take action on and cut. That just means that's when you are able to follow that enforcement procedure when needed. So
I read it quickly this morning. I'll read it again and provide feedback, but I would like to have this on our August 3rd agenda for introduction.
I agree.
yeah, and in the meantime, we can answer any questions.
Thank you. Good job. Appreciate you and Dean looking into that.
Okay. Forms 144. I'm not aware of what that is.
So these were the forms, the payroll forms that were given to the commissioners at the last meeting. We were asked to review them. I made the comment about, if I were going to review something, I'd look into the salary ordinance and what an HR report and compare it. But we're basically asked to look through these forms. I think we all received this same folder. When does I couldn't remember, when does the auditor's office need our response?
You know what the date is? I think it was the end of August.
Okay.
Good.
Second meeting in August, the 17th. Okay. I just need to know how I need to allocate my time.
I can verify and send you an email.
Okay.
What, we don't need but it was my understanding we were supposed to review them, correct? Is that it?
Correct. Right.
Is there a signed sheet, or we just need to review them?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing in
All
statute
right.
that requires anything beyond that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put it on the table then,
Yeah, it'll remain under old
leave it
business.
business, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, under department heads, we have Jane Miranda.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Miranda, Community Corrections. I am here for a couple of things. The first one being the annual renewal of the jail release program contract. There have been no changes to that. Our monitoring company has not increased their prices. We are not looking to increase ours as well, so that has remained the same for this year.
So that's the GPS tracking. So our contract is with you, and then you contract with this other company.
They are, so as soon as that transmitter goes on, there's another company that controls the GPS. And so then part of that fee goes to pay them. So we have a monthly bill with them.
Is there a contract with that company?
Yes,
That's with DCCC and that company, not
Correct.
with the commissioners?
correct.
Okay. Looks like this saves us a pretty good amount of money.
Saves us a lot of money.
And we are currently low at this point in time compared to what we have been. I know 4 came out this morning, but it ebbs and flows. We usually get an increase at holiday time. We will probably get an increase in July and August, just because as people are out more.
Getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Are these the same rates as what we have today?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing changed. I know that there are, because of the DOC decreasing funding for 2027, there are a lot of community corrections looking to increase their GPS monitoring. We are one of the lowest. They go all the way up into $22, $17, $18. A lot of counties don't see the benefit in that. If it's difficult to get $14, it's going to be more difficult to get 22. So at this point in time, we are not looking to increase. We don't see a benefit in that.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreement.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thanks for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then the second thing I have is permission to enter into a contract with Atlas Collection out of Newcastle. This is the same company that I believe probation began using a few months ago. They are basically showing us what they can do for us with 50 clients, just to see what they can collect for us. I know that they've already collected some for probation. We're going back about 5 years to see if we can retrieve some of those outstanding fees that clients have not paid.
You say probation just started using them recently?
Yes. Jeff is.
Did we see that, approve that contract?
That I don't know. I know that probation referred us to Atlas.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Not your business. It's a side question.
Yes.
That just, yeah, I don't remember seeing that. So has legal had a chance to look at this? Okay.
Just a reminder for everyone, send your stuff to the attorney's office so we can have them get eyes on it before bring it up in a meeting. But I will make a motion, we approve this upon legal's review.
I'll second.
I will send that out today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Good job, Jane. Appreciate you.
Excuse me. Okay.
Other department heads are elected.
Yeah, anybody?
I've got one.
Any other department heads are elected? Okay.
This is in reference to an appointment that the commissioners have in reference to the One Touch Initiative. I think we may have overlooked that when we went through the appointments. I don't know if the commissioners had already discussed this and decided, or are they in position to?
Yeah, you're right. It's on the agenda.
Yeah,
We
we're
missed
trying
it.
to Put that committee together.
Okay. So what exactly, so the One Touch Initiative, the council didn't fund it and we took it off the table and killed it at our last meeting. So this committee will be doing what?
Well, the initiative's still there because you guys approved it in that resolution. So part of that is the right stuff. So what we do is meeting in reference to the process, the right stuff, and essentially bringing back reports from the progress of that deployment. And the whole point of that is to get the departments involved in understanding where we are with, from start to finish.
Okay. So you're looking for one of the commissioners to volunteer to be on this committee. And right now, the only thing that's in process for the One Touch Initiative is the time clock.
Correct.
If you're interested, raise your hand. We could nominate somebody, couldn't we?
Yeah, I'll nominate Sherry.
I'd like to nominate Fred.
You want to do that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll second that.
Are you willing, Fred?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Riddle. Roll call.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Sherry, I was going to throw you under the bus real
Oh, I
quick there
know.
if it was going to be commissioner. Did you notice that?
I'm glad Fred stepped up.
Thanks, Fred.
Looks like you got Jamie.
Yes, Jimmy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jamie Bain, Administrator of the Health Department. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our new health officer, Dr. David Brand. He's in attendance with us here today. As you guys are aware, we had the passing of the previous health officer, Dr. John Peterson, last week, and held our emergency meetings, and Dr. Brand was chosen by our board. So just want to introduce Dr. Brand.
Yeah, bring him up.
Can you come up?
I want to thank the commissioners for your confidence in supporting my nomination. The onboarding process is well underway. Should have it wrapped up mostly by the end of this week. Sorry for the circumstances that have led to this. I look forward to serving the department.
Thank you.
Thank you
Welcome
very much.
aboard.
Appreciate it. Jamie? This all occurred unexpectedly, of course, and I've gotten some emails about why we did this so quick and this and that, but it's important. We have paperwork that needs signed, specifically death certificates and birth certificates. I mean, there's a lot that the health officer does. You guys are using vaccines over there daily, correct? So I want to, if you don't mind, just speak for a second about the emergency of doing this so quickly.
Okay, so a lot of people are unaware of the whole process, the system behind this. Indiana code empowers a health officer. It doesn't empower a health department. So the health officer is granted the authority, and all of the staff underneath operate under that authority. So if you remove the health officer, you remove the ability to carry out any of those duties assigned essentially to a health department. So you have death certificates and birth certificates are one of the primary things that immediately were halted. Anyone who's ever needed one for an insurance claim or travel or to establish identity knows how critical those are. Certain vaccines are done under the standing orders of the health officer. Issuing permits all bear the signature of a health officer. Orders against a property for conditions, for example, bear the signature of the health officer. Again, the health officer is the one who's empowered to take those actions. So it's not something that can be sat back on. Other instances where this has occurred in the state that I'm aware of, there's a couple. We had one a few years ago where they were contacting us asking our health officer to immediately step in and serve as their health officer. Madison County had a situation a couple years ago where they lost their health officer. If I remember right, it was between 1:30 one day and 5:30 the next day. They moved just as quickly as we did. So it's very important. It's not something that can wait. There's not room for a process to take place, or you grind a lot of things to a halt. So it is the naming of an interim health officer for the record. That term expires December 31st of this year. So for those that were, concerned that there was no vetting process, there is an opportunity for them to put their name in the hat for a future appointment.
And Jamie, before you step down, a few years ago, we were having trouble getting death certificates because somebody wasn't doing the work out at a hospital. And so you went out of town, I believe, to speed it up, right? Well, you had to do something because it was getting pretty bad.
There may have been some issues that the coroner's office was facing. I believe we've got everything resolved at this point.
Well, it was the coroner's, you're right. So are we back to getting them to the public faster?
Yes.
Good.
Everything is running smoothly again.
Good.
We were halted for a couple days there on the certificates. I do want to circle back real quick to one thing I mentioned there. I mentioned that there wasn't time for a vetting process. There was time for a vetting process. Our health board has been aware of Dr. Brand for at least over 5 years. He's served as a volunteer and a resource to myself, the board, our previous health officers. They've been aware of him. They're comfortable with him. They know him. He took part in an application process last year when Dr. Peterson was named as the interim. So they've had a chance to review his resume, his credentials, his letters of recommendation. There was no disagreement. There was no discourse. It was a unanimous decision that this is who they wanted.
Sure.
So I wanted to make that mention on the record.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate that. And when this occurred, Jim and I was on the phone several times that day, and we didn't want to have the health department closed for the shortest period of time. We just didn't want to close the health department. So I appreciate the health board working like they did. I appreciate Jamie, and I appreciate Dr. Brand stepping up and doing this for us. And so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hang on.
Sorry, Sherry.
No, go
You mind
ahead.
if I give an update as well? The highway department had a few numbers we wanted to kind of let everyone know about. So this is kind of an update for paving, chip seal, culverts, and bridges that we have going on currently. So far this year, we have paved 13.3 miles. We have roughly 8.2 miles left to complete this year. As far as our chip seal program, we just started that last week. They have 7 miles done, and they have roughly a little under 33 miles left. That does go a little quicker than the paving just because they can cover more ground quicker. Culverts, we've replaced 38 culverts so far. We've identified 15 more culverts that need replaced, and that list will continue to grow as we go out and have them pop up here and there. So, and then as far as our bridges go, we currently have 9 bridges under contract in various stages of design and construction, and 1 roundabout that just started design. In total, for the bridges and the roundabout, we have a little under $34 million tied up in those projects. Some of that's federal, some of it's local. It's all split.
Yeah.
And that was all the update I had, unless anybody has any questions.
Yeah. Good report.
Real quick on the chip and seal, we are not going to leave anything chip and sealed, right? We're going to go back and fog seal everything that was chip and sealed.
Correct. Yep. And that'll happen. It doesn't all happen all at once, but they may chip and seal some of it and then come back and fog seal after.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just to be clear, I've gotten some emails too saying, we're paying all these taxes and now you guys are turning our roads into gravel roads. We're not graveling any roads. We're using chip and seal process, and they will eventually be fog sealed, which will turn them black, and will be almost as hard as asphalt.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tommy Humbert, Highway Department. Yeah, all the chip and seal roads, absolutely every one of them will be fog sealed. There is a process where it has to set for so long, but we will probably run quite a few roads. I can't tell you exactly the mileage. Then we'll come in and fog seal all of them, then go back. So it's not going to be fog sealed like the next day on any road.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy.
Thanks.
Good work. Appreciate the update.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Tanya out there for?
I don't think.
Good morning, Tanya Dunsmore, Delaware County Auditor's Chief Deputy. I just wanted to follow up. I found my email pertaining to the 144s for the commissioner. Went out on April 23rd from Elizabeth Smith Shelley, Finance Deputy. What was written was a statement, Form 144, showing in detail the amount or rate of compensation proposed for each full-time or part-time positions shall be presented to the county executive, county commissioners at their July meeting for their review and recommendations. These statements, along with the recommendations of the county executive, shall be presented to the county fiscal body before August 20th. And I looked at the calendar, and Thursday, August 20th is their finance meeting before their August council meeting.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Not seeing anybody else. Payment of claims of $4,767,216.50.
I think I added up the claims, and so did Commissioner Henry. I asked him to recalculate, and we found a $500 difference. We both added the claims up to total $4,767,816.50. So I'm sorry, $600 difference. On those claims, I'd like to go through a couple of them here. The jail, food and medical services for the month, $114,866.38. The GRP program we just got done hearing from Jane, $37,985. $77,474.86 spent in edit funds. Cume Bridge for Bridge 112 and 502, $43,390.58. $100,309.48 spent out of MVH. Wheel tax, distributions, materials, all for paving to E&B Paving, $134,590.93. Drainage maintenance, $100,683.28. Wheel tax distributions, $251,220.83. Then we spent wheel tax money for paving materials, another $116,811.43. I think it's important for people to know our Veteran Service Office does a great job, and the partnership we have with Meeks, they do veteran burials for $100, and we had 17 of those on our claims. So appreciate all their service and everything everybody does to help make sure that those folks have proper dignity and respect upon their passing. Credit card claims, $14,194.02 total. Local income tax, we received certified shares, and then they went out $1,502,709.92. Public safety, $626,129.17, and economic development income tax, $1,001,806.67. So I would make a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $4,767,816.50.
With that, $14,194.02 are credit card claims. I will second your motion upon my review of the credit card claims. I'm going to review those here in just a little bit with Jenna. So, just to be clear.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
No.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Payment of payroll, July 17th, 2026, $1,069,830.16.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. And this one's new, the tool allowance. Where did that come from?
Was it in our claims?
I don't know. It's just this tool allowance.
$2,750.
$2,750.
Yeah. I don't know why we changed it.
I didn't see any substantiation for it. So what is the tool allowance program?
I think certain departments get allowance for tools. I think highway may.
I just wondered why we pulled it out, or
Has it normally been mixed in with the claims? Don't know.
I don't know that answer. I can find out, but yeah, that's probably going to be the highway department, the tool allowance. But I don't know how that process carries out here.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's
I don't, this is my opinion. I don't, if it's a tool allowance, it doesn't need to be on here. It needs to just be in with the claims. And I've asked, I'm gonna ask again, I wish the credit card claims would be separate from the regular claims.
and usually the ARPs are separate. That's what I was.
Yeah,
We'll
the
talk about
claims are
ARP in a
separate, too.
second.
Yeah.
Has the tool allowance ever been on here?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I've only been sitting here since January 6th of last year, but I haven't seen it.
I'll see what I can find out when I get back to the office too.
I've got.
Tanya Dunsmore, Chief Deputy Auditor. No, the tool allowance is usually in with payroll. That's part of payroll. That's part of that. So yes, the credit card should have been listed separately. If they are in fact in this folder, since they weren't in the last folder, they should be in this folder, even though you had your proof by the last folder. So yes, the credit card claim should have been listed separately, and the tool allowance is always in with payroll. And it's not a regular thing. It's like once a year or twice a year, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So, like clothing allowance.
Right.
Okay. So we need a motion for the tool allowance then.
You want Tanya to come back?
Yeah,
Tanya.
Tommy,
Or Tommy?
do you guys have a tool allowance? I don't.
Yeah.
You, oh, the mechanics.
Yeah, it's just the mechanics.
That's right. I forgot. You're right. Did you make a motion?
I'll make a motion to pay the tool allowance.
I'll second it. I forgot about that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
President Reagan, may we talk about ARP claims? You mentioned it.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
please.
so we have a set of ARP claims in front of us, and I believe it's important. Some of them we're going to hold, but some of them I believe need approved. So there's a claim here for cost allocations for 2023 and 24 for $37,530. Another allocation for $31,452, and a payment to Unique Computer Services. This is the programs to load the ARP files up and export them for $2,875. So the total, if we were to approve those three claims today, would be $71,857 even. Everything else that's on this claim, we should hold and have a separate conversation. So I'd make a motion to approve ARP claims in the amount of $71,857.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Now it's time for the public questions, answers, business discussions. We have Yenser from Muncie signed up.
Rick Yenser, newsman, author. Every time you mention spending more at the Justice Center, you should remind we, the people that pay income taxes, how much it's still costing us. Like $45 million over 20 years, probably about $4 million a year in added economic development money that should be going to create jobs, or at least create more tax-paying properties. I noticed here, at least you're trying to get more of these properties on the tax rolls, because we don't even have enough tax-paying properties to run schools and government anymore. And it dawned on me the other day when everybody was going off about wanting to get rid of property taxes. Well, I don't think the state's big enough or has enough people to pay somewhere around 14% sales taxes. But back to the original rest of the story. Again, every time you bring up the Justice Center, I always like to bring up the fact we're still paying a debt on the old one that was virtually given away by the government and never settled because of the debt caused by the county not having money a decade or more ago to fix things over there. So I hope you realize, too, with your debt, I think the last time I was on Gateway, county's in excess of about $100 million in debt. That's an awful lot for a county. It's got about 110,000 people. So anyway, hopefully we'll have some fun at the fair, and we'll have a mild summer after rain and heat and now bad air. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rita Faulkner. You're going to pass? Okay. Cheryl Dawson.
Morning, everyone. My name is Cheryl Dawson. My address is 4214 West State Road 28. I want to say, just as a preface, my opinions on what I'm going to speak on aren't fully formed. I'm not here to really, I hope I don't create any problems for anyone, but I feel like I wanted to say something because one of the issues is very controversial across the country, and that's of data centers. And there was a couple about a month ago from Eaton who spoke and asked for a moratorium at this meeting. A couple weeks ago, it was Cheryl Swingley. But just last Friday, I learned that there's an existing data center out at Park One from when Mr. Yenser spoke at, well, I was watching online, and it was the Redevelopment Commission he spoke at. And then also I heard in passing on Friday from an acquaintance that a data center has received permits to locate out near the Muncie or Delaware County Airport. And I guess I just wanted to bring it up because two of our counties in Indiana have banned these data centers. Somewhere between 15 and 20 have placed moratoriums on them. asking for an ordinance just to be sure. I think the intention is that we're protected because there are potential downsides to these. But my opinions aren't fully formed on what I think of data centers. They could be good or they could be detrimental. But I never hear any discussion when I listen to any of the meetings online about them. And I was very surprised to hear about the one at the airport, but then my understanding is that the land they're located on is already zoned industrial, so all they needed to do was apply for permits. And I was thinking I would hear ahead of time about them. So I'm also a landowner that received notice last month that IMM is looking at my land for potential power lines, which I'll just state here and now, I don't want them on my farm. I think my farm has a lot of future potential given its location, and it's really beautiful back in the fields. It's just a lot of wildlife in the creek and a lot of wooded area that I would hate to disturb. But beyond that, I also heard last week of the readiness grants that our state government is thinking, or I'm not sure if they're actually set in motion yet or not, or they're just debated. Anyway, it's all connected.
Thank you. Okay. So, time for the commissioners. Any comments? You're here.
I spoke. I just want to make sure that 2523 Southmaker is the property that I mentioned that we sold for $160,000. I quoted the wrong address. And I also wanted to say that, just so that we're on the same page, all the properties that we're asking for on that list are tax certificates. So they're not actually owned by the county. The county has the authority to consider transferring those as tax certificates to a nonprofit, and that's what we're asking for. I just wanted to make that clarification.
Okay.
412 South Proud is actually on that list.
Okay,
Thank you.
for clarification. Yes, sir.
So to Ms. Dawson's comment there, she said she heard from an acquaintance that there have been a data center that's received a permit. I don't know of any data center that's even made an application for a permit, let alone received a permit. Kylene, shake your head if that what I just said is true. Yeah, so no one's even applied, let alone received a permit. We are, Jenna and Danielle and I are reviewing our agenda for ADA compliance. There are some modifications that we're going to have to make sure that our agenda is ADA compliant. Also, we are really getting close to putting out our liability and roofing RFPs. We talked about those a number of months ago, but we're really close to having those. So I would expect those probably to be on our August 3rd agenda to be reviewed and approved, hopefully to be issued. American Electric Power, they are out doing line maintenance, so you may see some dead trees and brush underneath the power lines. I've had a lot of questions about that, and that is American Electric Power doing their line maintenance, their vegetation, their brushy, woody stuff, the growth that's underneath their line maintenance. That's not the county doing that. Mr. Yinser mentioned the air quality. Please pay attention to that. You can thank Canada for our atmosphere that we have right now, and it is causing some problems. Fortunately, we're not as impacted as Michigan and some of our northern states, but please pay attention when you're outside and make sure that kids are properly protected. We are also very close to bringing a lease amendment for the Muncie OPCO, the Addiction Recovery Center, out. That hopefully that's on our August 3rd agenda. I already mentioned the Hyde Park cleanup that I believe is this Saturday. Reminder to all every employee or anybody that has a county email address, the Know Before training is coming up due here pretty soon. Also, supervisor training. The commissioners have kicked off some supervisor training for folks that report to and work through the commissioner's office. This is a question probably a little bit for everybody. The Indiana Offender Provider Agreement, we were notified on April 2nd that agreement ended with the state. And that is where inmates that qualify for Medicaid are reimbursed to the county. I've been contacting them on a regular basis, saying, hey, are you going to send us the updated agreement? We were notified in that April 2nd email that our reimbursements would stop. Does anybody know, have our reimbursements stopped, or are we still getting those reimbursements? And this isn't a trick question. We should look into it and make sure that we are still receiving reimbursements from the Indiana Offender Provider Agreement. And if not, the ball's been in their court since April 2nd. I responded to that email on April 2nd. I've got an email chain that shows where I've contacted them several times, and they said, no, ball's in our court. We're still working on putting the language together to give to you folks. But if they're not reimbursing us and we're waiting on them to give us updated language to consider in one of these meetings, it's all on them. So we need to look into that, make sure we're receiving that reimbursement still. Also, we're probably in a future meeting, we'll be considering the impact of House Enrolled Act 1406, which is a consolidation, I'll say, of the hospitality and Innskeeper tax boards here in Delaware County. That language has been being considered and will likely be on a future agenda. I'd like to thank all the volunteers who are working at the fairgrounds this past week and this coming week. It takes a lot of folks to make that thing go. And then we had an employee recognition come from a tax exemption deputy in the auditor's office, making a notice thanking the maintenance department for everything that they're doing, talking about how awesome they were. Every time they look outside or walk through the building, the new guy's doing something. He's now out weed eating in the heat, and I honestly don't think I've seen him standing around one single time. What I like most about him is his attitude. He's always friendly. He always says hi, and is just genuinely nice to talk to. You can tell that he takes pride in what he does. There's plenty of people who are perfectly capable of working hard but choose not to. Then you have someone like him who just shows up every day, works hard, sets a great example for everybody around him. I just want you all to know that, at least from me, his hard work has definitely been noticed and is appreciated, and I hope that he knows that it doesn't go unnoticed. So it's nice when employees recognize their fellow employees.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have, Madam President.
No, I just want to say, I know Yinzer talked about the Justice Center and spending money out there, but just I'm glad we have that out there, because some of the counties around us are now in the process of building jails, and they're $100 million is what they're spending. So it's not a perfect building, but it's better than we had, and I'm glad we have it.
I think when we were approached about building, it was 81 million. We were approached a few years ago, so thank you. I'd like to promote the 4-H swine shows. Started today at 8 o'clock. The rabbit show's tonight at 6. And the dairy is tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Wednesday is the livestock auction at 2 o'clock. And I hope you all would also think about going over to the memorial building where all the displays are. You'll see welding, rockets, of course the cookies and the dresses and all the corn that grows. But these kids are just doing wonderful things. And to keep pushing 4-H, we need more volunteers, adult volunteers. So think about next year if you know someone might suggest that they become a 4-H leader. And that's all I have. Sure.
One more quick announcement. We have an unsafe housing meeting planned right
Yes,
after this meeting.
yes.
Won't we take like a 10-minute break, and we'll start at 11:20?
I think it's set for 11:30.
Is it set for 11? I thought it was set for
10.
10:30.
Oh, 10:30.
11 o'clock, yeah. So
Yeah.
let's set it for 11:20,
We did.
because
know
we
that
ran over here a little
we
bit.
were running over, but
Yep.
and anybody's welcome to stay. So
Absolutely.
Here a motion for
Motion to recess.
Second.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you.
Have a safe day.